Thank you for tuning into Home Track Heroes, and this segment is brought to you by 425 Motorsports, for the driver and all of us. Everything from race apparel, racing seats, safety equipment, and driver suits. 425 Motorsports, located in Kirkland, or go to 425motorsports.com. Now we're going to head back on track to the action here at Evergreen Drift Pro-Am Round 3, presented by Bardol. And our next pairing looks to be...
Looks like we got Tyler Mayer and John Kim up next. John Kim with KA Racing and Tyler Mayer with Driven. And we got a good matchup here, a couple S chassis going at it. And then Tyler Mayer's going to take the lead on this one.
Bit of a staggered start there, but they're into the throttle now. This is John Kim's first year in Pro-Am, and as a first season tackling the 5/8 bank, you can see him kind of struggling there on the lower line, a little bit farther behind. But Tyler Mayer, he's leading the way, setting a good pace out front in that German spec S13. So they're working their way around. Holding their own, not too bad. John Kim finding his line, but a decent gap established. Judges want to see drivers right up close next to each other. So let's see how John does in the lead position. I'm curious to see how he does here.
Hey, instant replay here. You can see Tyler gets out to a bit of a lead, and he kind of holds it throughout the whole run if you think back here. Gets a good initiation, stays in that middle high line, which is what judges would like to see him a little bit higher, a little closer to the wall, but still pretty good. Comes off the bank a little bit early, so that gives him a little bit of a tough line to get that first outside zone, and he misses it a little bit, but gets off the second zone. Great. Gets that first inside clip. John's still not able to really close the gap too much, and so Mayer's able to finish out that run with a pretty good lead, just a little bit off a couple zones, and that was about it.
Yeah, the 5/8 course is very intimidating. It's very fast-paced, so John just kind of doing what he can and just maintaining drift. Him out in front this time. Tyler maybe giving himself a little bit of breathing room as John tries to, maybe fails to initiate, and definitely a very late initiation there. It's going to be a huge deficit. Tyler finding his own drift behind him, but completely falling off track there. I believe the judges are going to say that is at fault of John, because he looked like he was choking up speed and really kind of holding things up right there. So we'll have to get a clarification down from Earl and the judges to get a decision, but let's see if we have another a replay to watch real quick.
Yeah, we can probably see here that initiation issue that John might have had. I know he was having problems during practice earlier in the morning, so he had a bit of a rough time with qualifying, stuff like that. I think they were having some motor issues, maybe a misfire or something like that. And you can see right here, he tries to initiate, doesn't quite get it going, and so you see him wobbling, trying to get that going. Finally gets initiated, so that's going to be a tough thing to overcome. But that leads him way offline for that first outside zone. Probably 3 tires off there. Doesn't quite even get out to that second outside clip. So struggling with the car. I would say it's probably due to some of the issues he was running on earlier.
All right, guys. So Tyler Mayer in the white 240 SX hatch moves on to the next round. Hey, bro. Thanks for opening your door. How's the car feeling, and how's your first battle?
The first battle is always the hardest. That's just like the most nerves are right there. Once the first one happens, it's a little bit easier and the nerves calm, so I'm excited for my next round.
You and John Kim both seem to have one of the fastest cars on the grid today. How was tandem with them, and how did you think you got the edge over John?
He obviously gapped me, or he tried to pull off when he lead, so maybe his car isn't as fast as mine. So I kind of knew that, but then he straightened out when he initiated, so it kind of messed me up. So you saw I messed up on the lead, but he already zeroed, so that's how we got the win.
Perfect. Awesome. Good luck on the future battles, dude.
Thanks, man.
You can really hear the nerves in Tyler Mayer's voice, but he's also just stoked and ecstatic to make that win. So congrats to Tyler as we work our way through the next battle up front. Rudy Hansen getting chased by Donnie Stebbins. Rudy's swinging and making his initiation. Donnie Stebbins a fair ways back, but let's see if he can close that gap using a little bit lower of a line, and he's doing so. He's definitely starting to kind of close that gap up a little bit. Rudy doing good, though, hitting that outside zone. Good smoke, decent angle as he finds his way through. Bright, vibrant car. Highlighter yellow, LS powered as he drops the clutch and gets the hammer down for the full finish.
Yeah, it's good to see Rudy out here. He's not a local. He come from a bit of ways away, and he actually hangs out here in the Northwest quite often, and I've actually gotten to live with him down in Park in Oregon. Super fun guy. You see that big flick entry, get up on the wall, good smoke, exactly what the judges like to see. Great bank run there, staying high as he can. comes off the bank a little bit early, which chokes him up for that first outside zone, so he doesn't get quite out to it. Fills the second one great, gets it out to that first inside clip. Great smoke, big angle too out of the car, which was what the judges like to see. We like to see that big angle. Donnie staying there, but had to reduce his angle to keep up, so struggled a little bit there, but was able to keep on that chase.
Yeah, not as much pressure as we like to see the chase driver do, just kind of a presence there overall. Let's see what kind of chase run Rudy can pull here as Donnie Stebbins now gets the lead. Donnie making his debut last year, an import from Colorado, and been looking pretty good, pretty comfortable here on the bank, settling in medium-high line. Rudy laying down the smoke in that chase position as they come into the infield. Let's see if he can fill that zone a little more maybe. Not a lot of angle though, playing it real conservative and safe as he's really wide on that first inside clip. He's able to tuck it back in, a little bit offline, but able to bring it back with Rudy pulling up right on his rear end there. Let's see if we got a replay, but man, pretty decent run there by both of the drivers. I'm not sure who's going to have an advantage, but we're going to go to our replay and see if we can see anything else in this run.
Yeah, you looked at both runs. There's a couple of mistakes by both drivers. A little bit of a late initiation there by Rudy. Donnie is not quite as high on the bank as Rudy was. Not as much angle, but I think that's probably due maybe a little bit to being a little less of a powered car than Rudy. He does get out to that outside zone a little bit, and second zone as well, but way off the first inside clip there. So judges aren't going to be too pleased with that one, but was able to finish it out. Rudy got caught up there. So mistakes by both drivers. Would be interesting to see who they pick.
More time. All right, guys. So Donnie Stebbins and Rudy are actually going to go one more time. I guess both drivers give an impressive run, and it looks like they did. So we're going to see them battle it out one more time.
So there it is, no clear decision. So what we're going to do is wipe the board clean, and it's considered a one more time. One of the interesting aspects of a judged motorsport is that, hey, we can do it over again if we don't have a winner. So here we go. This time, Rudy going back to the start of things, leading the way. They're going to have to pull something a little bit stronger in order to get the judges' favor. But Rudy, look at that. High up on the bank, decent angle. Donnie Stebbins right behind him, finding his pace as well. Let's see if he can fill that first outside zone. Much better this time as he finds his way through the power alley, tucking it into that first inside clip, falling into angle and good smoke, wrapping his way around the final pole. And a full pull from Rudy Hansen. Not a bad job. I'd say a much stronger lead run than his last run. But let's see if Donnie Stebbins can answer, maybe pull a little bit more aggressive run as well. But check out this drone footage here.
Yeah, we're getting to the chase cam here. Donnie comes off a little early on the bank, but this time able to fill his, Rudy gets off there, able to fill both zones. This is the part I want to see. He goes for his big angle here, but a little bit of a hesitation there in that first inside clip, or second inside clip, excuse me. So we'll see if that what the judges decide on that one.
This is the opportunity now for Donnie to step it up. And let's see what kind of chase game Rudy can do here as well. Both Ellis-powered cars, I believe, but I think Rudy has a little bit more power. But Donnie now stepping it up a little bit faster, a little bit higher line. Starting to scrub a little bit, given the opportunity.
Yeah, shallow angle there.
Yeah, and Rudy's definitely starting to close that gap up. Almost putting himself in a compromising position there as he straightens out and has to reinitiate. Ooh, big upset there for Rudy as he just does not give himself enough breathing room behind the back end of Donnie.
Yeah, he might have had a hard time following a little bit slower car and kept choking himself up there. So he had a couple big straightens, which might be the deciding factor here on this one. But we can see the replay maybe and see something maybe if Donnie was the cause of it, but it looks like it was all self-done there by Rudy. So let's take a look at this.
Tough call for the judges here. But yeah, that's one of the tactical things some of these drivers need to kind of think about. If they need to give themselves a little bit extra breathing room, if there's a car maybe a little bit slower in front of them. So Donnie looking pretty smooth and steady on the bank. Rudy, you can see him almost understeering there.
Yeah, straightens up a little bit. Donnie gets out to that first outside zone and gets out to the second one as well. And this is another part where Rudy gets right up in there and then he kind of chokes himself off a little bit and then finishes off the run. So, well, looking from that, we'll have to see what the judges pick up on this one.
All right, guys, so we have our next battle winner. We have Donnie Stebbins. Congratulations, dude.
Thanks, that was awesome. I've only hit this big bank probably like 10 to 15 times ever. It's my first time competing on it. That wall is pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie.
This is your first time competing the 5.8?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's scary. But I love it.
How's the car feeling and how's the transition from the competing in the 3.8s to the big boy bank?
It's fast, real fast, but I love it. I can't wait to go more.
Your guys' cars look dialed. Yours obviously is a little bit better. How do you feel going to your next rounds forward? And is there anyone you're very excited to running against?
I'd love to go against Tori. We've always been driving together for a while, and it's always fun driving with him. So that'd be really fun to get to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations, and we'll see you next one, dude.
All right, thank you.
All right, on to our next battle here in the top 16. Tori Jelinek, going up against Patrick Held. Mustang versus 240, a classic battle here as Tori's going to be leading the way. And Patrick giving chase on that 4-cylinder turbo. But both drivers lining it up, getting good angle and good smoke. Just want to see that gap a little bit closed up. Let's see if he can close it up here as he works his way through the power alley. Starting to surge, starting to make that attack. But Tori doing a great job out front, really hitting all the marks. Patrick doing his own thing in that rear position as well. Not too bad. Two kind of solo runs. Both pretty good runs from either one of these drivers. I'm not sure if there's an advantage between these two other than just maybe wanting to see a closer chase.
Yeah, so let's look at this replay. Tori gets out to a pretty big jump there with his JT Racing Mustang. Gets nice high in the bank, good smoke. Gets around, comes off the bank a little early there. We like to see him stay a little higher, but is able to get out to that first outside zone. Out to the second one, just slight shallow on it. Patrick keeping pace with him a little bit there, but not super close. But you know what? Both look like really smooth runs. So really the only negative there you could say probably in the chase is just a little bit of distance, but smooth runs by both drivers there.
Yeah, you know, either one of those runs on their own would have been a good qualifying run, but here we go, drag racing again from the start. Now, wow, Patrick really getting the jump, huge jump on Tori as he just fires off through the bank and sets it up on that mid to high line. Tori's gonna have to sacrifice his lane and go real low to close that gap. But Patrick throwing that outside zone, coming in. Here's Tori, though. Wow, he was definitely able to close that gap, doing Mustang things, charging hard, putting it into the quarter, and finishing off strong. Dang, Tori putting the pressure right on, everything he needed to do. But man, quite a start for Patrick.
Yeah, so probably a bit of a mechanical problem there for Tori. I don't know why that gap would have been created like that. Maybe we'll see something in the replay, but Tori knew that he had that bad start, so then you could see him really get on the throttle, really try to catch up, and that Mustang does have a lot of speed. Yeah, nowhere in the shot here, so I want to say maybe missed a shift or something like that. Patrick, good smoke, good angle on the bank, though, looking great there.
Look at the sunroof bouncing up and down.
Yeah, let's see if he gets out that first outside zone. I didn't quite see that. Yeah, filled it perfectly, and the second one. Then Tori comes flying in because he took that shallow angle around the bank, gets right back up in there. So it's going to be hard to say if that's really an active chase or not, but we'll have to see what the judges come up with.
So guys, we have Patrick Heald here. He's actually moving on to the next round. Patrick, well done, man. How's the car feeling? And congratulations on your first kill for today.
Awesome, thanks, man. I felt good. That was the best bank run I've done all day. Wish I could have done it in qualifying, but hey, I did it where it counts.
Tori's car's very dialed in. He's been refining his setup all season. How do you think you got the edge over him in this battle?
I feel like, well, at least from what my spotter told me, I was a little bit closer on my bank run, following him, and then he said we're pretty even in the infield, so I feel like I just edged him out on the bank.
Awesome. Congratulations again, and we'll see you in the next runs.
All right, thank you.
Tori!
Hey!
Dude, you were looking awesome in the bank, and that was a very close battle. I knew for sure you had it in the bag, but I guess the judges saw it another way. How did you feel about that one?
Yeah, man, my run up on my chase, I just misshifted into first about twice, 2-3 times, and unfortunately that's what lost me the battle. Patrick's a great driver, and he did a good job.
Your car is actually one of the favorites going in today, and we know you've been refining your setup. Are there any sponsors and people you like to thank and shout out before we see you in the next round?
Absolutely. I'd love to thank Dreadnought Brewery here in Monroe, J2 Racing, More Canine Services, AccuTab Gaming, and Rainier Roofing. A bunch of people that have really helped me out for this year.
Awesome. Congratulations on making it this far, and I'm sure we're going to see you in the next one, dude.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.